I know, but you can't stop me. Nobody can stop me. It can't be helped. I've got to do this every day. It's part of my sobriety, man. It's hard not to do. I'm telling you, it is hard to not go live. Especially when things really need to be talked about. I mean, like, we need to talk on this stuff. So what? Everybody's like, no, you're not supposed to be going live, so we ain't gonna join. Somebody show up, please. All right, I'll just look at shit for a little bit. Did my one get posted? Looks like it could. Anyone else here yet? Okay. All right. We're getting close to that 3-minute mark. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Now, what? Come here. Come here, kitty, kitty. Need some love. Everybody needs some love, huh? Yes, it do. All right, 3-minute mark. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I am going to be your host. It's probably shorter than I thought it was going to be, and that's okay. So, let's talk about the difference between empathy and sympathy. They sound a lot alike. They kind of mean the same thing. Closed everything. Sympathy and empathy.
According to psychiatric medical care, the differences between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is shown in how much compassion and understanding we can give to another. Sympathy is more of a feeling of pity for another.
Yeah.
Empathy is our ability to understand how someone feels, while sympathy is our relief in not having the same problems.
Okay. You done talking? Thanks. Okay. Is saying sorry sympathy or empathy? Sympathy says I'm sorry. Empathy says I'm hurting with you. No, that isn't what I was looking for. So, hi Amber. The difference between empathy and sympathy.
According to psychiatric medical care, empathy is...
There we go. Oh, much better. Yeah, I'll just turn down the volume. Now I don't have to hear her talk. All right. In table form. All right. Sympathy is like having concern and pity for another person's problems and misfortune. On the other hand, empathy means actually feeling the pain which another person has undergone. That's okay. I was talking very slow. I haven't done anything yet. I did introductions. My 2 favorite people are here. I can do this now. I like it when you 2 are here. So. Sympathy. Let's say a newcomer comes into the meeting. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. You did so right. Don't you worry. It's okay. It's not okay. If they were there, it's not okay. See, everybody that tried to get you sober used sympathy. Sympathy, which is also guilt, right? Same thing. So when you get approached by another alcoholic and they they understand where you're coming from because they have been there before, that is empathy. Sympathy, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. Empathy, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm sorry you feel that way is condescending and sympathetic. You're sorry I went through that. Okay. This happened a lot during my exit interview from our mental health. Because see, over there they're conditioned to say that lie. And it's a horrible lie. She doesn't know how I feel. Okay. No, what's a different way? That must be frustrating. That is empathy. You know what? I've been there too. That could be frustrating. See how that feels different? I'm sorry you feel that way. Well, I'm sorry I'm about to punch you in your fucking face. It's very passive aggressive. Okay. But I've noticed that these newcomers are coming in and we're trying to show them it's a good time and things like we got to get down to some of these brass tacks, man. Right. And, you know, I was talking to a friend of my girl. I was talking to Maria. You guys know Maria. And we're a lot alike. We both come from older AA. We both work in the field a little bit. That's as far as I'm going to go. Okay. But we both have like this older AA mentality, which is things like, you know, she was telling me, you know, somebody told me once that they drank because it was 9/11, you know, and she did the empathetic thing. She said, that's an excuse. You drank because you wanted to. That's empathy. Okay. Because she knows exactly what she's talking about. Now, she didn't call him out, but she did call him on his bullshit. Got to call people on bullshit. Somebody in the meeting the other day said, I like to test my sobriety. Whoo, God, I didn't go off, but I said something. Okay. Don't test your sobriety. That is silly. That's silly. If you want to gauge where you're at, read the big book, go to the promises, and change it from they, them to I, and gauge where your success is at. There's a guide for that in there. God, he tests my sobriety every night. No, he the fuck does not. Okay. So sometimes we need to say something and you need to call bullshit, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be tactful about it. Okay. When I was in the Phoenix concept, when I was 19 years old, I wasn't doing my 4-step like I was supposed to. Okay. And they were kind enough to let me go out and work. I was a little younger and they let me go out and work. A lot of those guys in there, they weren't capable of working yet, but I was younger and I was able to do that while I wasn't getting my 4-step done. Ray brought me into his office and said, Dion, you're grounded. He grounded me for a month and I did not leave the Phoenix concept for a month. My 4-step was done in a couple of weeks. But that wasn't the requirement. Just like 90 meetings in 90 days, there's 2 requirements. There's 2 requirements. Well, I went to 2 yesterday. That's called resting on our laurels. You got to do one today. When I said I was going to take a break, I didn't mean from AA. No. I don't need a break from AA. That's my life. I don't need a break from my life. What I needed a break from was all the back end shit that I do, because I do a lot. You have no idea. No idea how much back end shit I got to do. Right? And people need to be talked to. You know, I got a message at 4:00 this morning sent from an old friend saying, "Dion, I really need your help. I'm going to take care of that." I did take care of it. Thank you, God. And they said the reason that they said that they didn't want to, but they reached out to me because I was the only person they felt they could trust. All right. So, all right, let's get back to the sympathy empathy thing now. Okay. Sympathy is more of a I'm glad it didn't happen to me. And empathy is I know how that feels. Okay. Sympathy is passive aggressive. Empathy is assertive. People that utilize empathy also have another factor in there, and it is the solution. People with empathy have a solution. People with sympathy will just sit in the mucky muck with you, which is okay too. And that's part of empathy. Okay. But saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, you know, let's see if we can find some other examples here. What are 2 key differences between empathy and sympathy? We'll see what they have to say. Empathy is shown in how much compassion, understanding we can give to one another. So empathy is compassion and understanding that we give out, right? So when I go to a meeting, and let's say I go to an AA meeting and I say, I'm feeling very lonely. Every single person in that room then utilizes their empathy. You can't help it because there's compassion and understanding in that. See, you know what it's like to be lonely just as much as I do. So I don't need to explain it, do I? That is empathy. And you use it all the time. You do. Sympathy is more of a feeling of pity for another. Like I see a dog without a home, I feel bad for it. Sympathy. Empathy is our ability to understand how someone feels, while some sympathy is our relief if not in not having the same problems. Oh, so when we see another person, right, and we're like, thank God I'm not there. But for the grace of God go I. That would be sympathy. There's a relief that I'm no longer like that. Ooh. That's kind of touching a red line, man. How are we going to work with that then? Balance, intuition. Ask your tummy. It knows the answer. Which is stronger, empathy or sympathy? I'm just curious what they say. They better say empathy. Sympathy doesn't help you build deep connections with other people. I'm sorry you feel that way. This is because sympathy only offers surface level understanding, and there it is. Surface level. Can't live on surface level. We know that. In fact, I just talked about that last week. Living on the surface. No, we got to dig. See, we're a people about causes and conditions. Once we can get to the causes and conditions and understand that, we can do something about that. And that's where empathy comes in. Your empathy is also your experience, your strength, and your hope. I don't know how many times people call me not doing well to get off the phone saying, thank you. I feel a lot better. And I didn't really do anything. Yeah. Why? Because I've been through a lot and there's a great chance I can empathize with you. Pregnancy, nope. Sorry. I passed stones before, but I don't think that I'm not even, there's no point in comparing it. I don't need to be an expert on it. Right? Now, in that case, can I have an empathy? To a certain point. See, the way that I work things is I'm not an expert in anything. I have my experience, strength, and hope. I guess I'm an expert in that. But other than that, I reach out to other people that are. That's what I do. That's what personalities do. Yeah. We bring people together. We start conversations. We get things moving. Why am I checking my messages? Right. So when the newcomer comes in and they're having a hard time, agree with them. You're right. Everything's not okay. When I got in here, my behavior was not okay. And I must realize that. The thing is everybody else in the room has done the same thing that I have. So when I go to the rooms and I see other people getting the courage to walk through those things, then I know that I can do it too. That's why I believe that the further you've gone down, the more you can help people. That is not a challenge. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I hear something leaking. I'm going to go check it out. I think my wife's taking a shower. That's what it is. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. I love you so much. Peace out. And